Hello, and thank you for joining.
We are anxious at bedtime. We are your hosts. Hi, my name is Monica.
I'm Cash.
And I'm Nova.
I am Cash.
Yes.
I am Nova.
There we go.
It's almost Halloween, bitches.
Woot woot.
It is almost Halloween.
I'm so excited. But I'm also really sad because that means it's almost over.
I mean, it's been almost a whole year since the last time it was Halloween.
You're not wrong.
I'm not.
I'm happy that this year it seems like people started celebrating earlier than usual. And I loved that.
Yeah, way earlier. It's been nice,
I was like, hell yeah, this is my kind of language.
right? Especially with us moving, it was nice that we got to experience it before things got super chaotic. So thankful for that.
Very thankful.
But I want to know, what is everybody's costume going to be this year?
Well,
I'm gonna be a fairy.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you want to talk about what we were going to be?
what's the point?
Oh. We were going to be the Adams family, and I was going to be Morticia, Cash was going to be Gomez, Kevin was going to be the Thing,
The thing.
and Kitty Bang was going to be Cousin It. But Kitty Bang is boycotting costumes right now, so we're doing a just a couple's costume instead.
That sounds so cute.
It would have been, but I can't force her to dress up if she's not feeling it.
Love that.
But we have not fully landed on what we will be for Halloween, so if anybody has any suggestions, email them to us. We are open to them. What is your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever been?
Mine?
Sure.
Oh boy. I don't know. I look like a pretty good Jay. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's pretty good as the Mad Hatter. That was pretty dope.
I think my favorite might be Silent Bob because I gotta do a fake beard.
Yeah, that was something else. My
Yeah, it
wife with a
was.
beard.
And they actually acknowledged you too. That was so awesome.
Oh, I fangirled so hard.
That was pretty dope.
Oh my gosh.
No, like I've been a fan of Jay and Silent Bob since I was like 12 and shit. So that
Yeah,
was pretty fucking cool.
that was pretty cool.
I bet. I still brag about that shit on your behalf, of course.
Other than that, I can't really. Oh no, I take that back. My favorite costume was the year we went as clowns. I had so much fun with that.
Oh, that was pretty cool too.
Yeah. I completely, well, not completely handmade, but like 95% handmade both mine and Cash's costumes. And I made him this really cool, like voodoo hat, and we were fully decked out in makeup. Oh my gosh, it was so fun.
I'm still gonna go Jay and Silent Bob because yeah, we gotta acknowledge that was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. What's yours, Nova?
I'm not too sure. I've done so many costumes over the years.
Have. You've always been very festive in that way.
There was that one time I was a hollow skeleton, but hollow as in like holographic. I completely covered my
Oh,
face in holographic glitter, but did like skeleton makeup too. It was so cool.
that is cool.
And then one year I went to school back in high school. I was dressed up as this like Mexican vampire lady, and I got acknowledged by my high school crush, and that moment will forever live on with me.
Ooh,
That one really meant a lot to me.
that's fun. But one cool costume idea is pirates, and pirates have ships, which brings us to today's topic, ghost ships.
Go ships.
Yeah, you like that transition?
Whoosh.
Our first story starts in the 1600s in a region of Germany known at the time as Palatinate. The name came from the word Palatine, which was the title of the area's rulers during the Holy Roman Empire. There was almost a full century of wars in this area. For example of how dangerous it was, in 1623, an estimated 50% of the population was killed by Spanish and Bavarian troops. That's just one example of the horrendous things that people endured there. As if all of the fighting wasn't bad enough, Palatinate experienced such a devastating winter in 1708 that the agricultural economy was basically destroyed. That was the final straw that made people decide that they needed to leave if they wanted to survive. So, a reverend and several families journeyed to England to try to get help to move to America. They had heard about America years earlier when William Penn visited Palatinate to try to find people to join his American colony. The queen at the time, Queen Anne,
Is that who the candies are named after? The cordial chocolates, Queen Anne's.
Oh, maybe. Queen Anne agreed to help them, and in October of the same year, people were starting to make their journey to New York. But of course, as we often see throughout history, it did not take long for what seemed like great opportunity to turn into a not so great one. Word spread about Britain being willing to help, and by the summer of the following year, more than 13,000 Palatines had moved to London. The area was not prepared, nor did it grow fast enough for the population boom, which left Palatines cramped in small tents, warehouses, and barns. London's solution was to ship as many of the Palatines as possible to join the New York colony.
They were like, get out of here, dude. It's too dense. Way too many people. You need to go to the new land, not this one.
Kinda, yeah. Obviously, in these times, everyone was making the journey by ship. As you can imagine, conditions were not great. In just the first ship of Palatines to go, out of 3,000 people that made the voyage, 600 unfortunately either died on the way there or shortly after getting there.
So were they really trying to send them to the new land, or were they just like, whatever, put them on a boat? Most of them will be their own problem.
I don't know.
Pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
That's why ghost ships.
I can't imagine all of the energy and spirits and a lot of stuff going on there. Palatines that remained in London really struggled to get their footing, and they were left impoverished to the point that a chief from the Six Nations visited the area and was so shocked by their state that he offered land for them.
Aw.
After a couple years, they started to prosper. But at some point, word spread that the New York government had sold the land that was given to the Palatines. And of course, it really pissed them off.
I bet.
Yeah. They tried to fight it, but ultimately were told to start paying for the use of the land or leave. Many chose to leave and head to Pennsylvania. That is where the Princess Augusta was headed in 1738. A 220-ton ship, the Princess Augusta made its trek with 240 Palatine immigrants, 14 crew members, and its captain. You have to put yourself in their shoes to understand how truly heartbreaking the story is. You watched your home country get ravaged by war and fighting for almost a century. You moved to London, thinking that would be the fresh start you need, and it's almost just as bad, if not maybe worse. You hear stories from your friends or family members that made the terrifying trip to America, just to find out they're struggling just the same as you. Poverty, war, and turmoil at every step. Finally, it sounds like your people have started to prosper, and you decide it's time to move your family to America. You've done it, you're on the ship, now it's just a few months and you can finally breathe and start your life. Well, that's not how things went at all. It was not smooth sailing for those aboard Princess Augusta. Turns out, the water on board was contaminated and it killed half the crew, including the captain, and 200 passengers.
It was a setup.
Yikes.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't even think about that.
That's so sad.
Told you. Maybe they weren't trying to get them nowhere. Maybe they were just trying to do, what is it called? Like population control.
Yikes. I hope not. Just makes the whole situation even worse.
It's all sticky.
For real.
You were? Oh, the situation.
The situation. Why the fuck would I be talking about me being sticky?
Oh,
Just randomly, I'm sticky.
I was confused. But could you imagine how scary that would feel to be on a ship and find out that your captain has passed away?
I just yeet myself off the boat.
Yeah. I can't. Oh my gosh. Especially because it's not like going out for a quick little 2-hour ferry ride. Like it's a 6-month trip.
Yeah, I just yeet myself.
So scary.
I think I'd rather be the captain than eat myself. Not gonna lie.
Shouldn't say eat.
Oh, I thought that's what she said.
Eat.
Yeet.
Yeet. Y-E-E-T, not E-A-T. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be the captain. I don't, I like flying and all, and I like, those kind of rides, but dying at the end when I could just, try not to for a moment, just a moment.
But what are you gonna drink? There's no water.
Yeah.
What am I gonna drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, your own piss.
How do you think they came up with pirates? Fucking rum.
What if there's not already rum on the ship?
I'm stopping by an island, dog. You know me and my keen ability to find the bathroom.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
fair.
know where the outhouse is and stop by fucking Barbados and get myself some fucking nice Caribbean rum. What are you talking about?
I don't think that's how it worked, but
Not for regular people, but I told you my ability to find the bathroom no matter where I'm at, dude. I would have done it.
maybe. As one does, the first mate stepped up, but it wasn't long before a massive storm passed through and shoved the ship off its path. The ship was damaged and leaking, and it went way too far north, which forced those still alive to endure even more extreme weather that they weren't prepared for 3 months. So they're on a ship. Almost everybody they know that came with them is gone. Their captain has passed away. They are off course and forced to endure a winter for 3 months.
So this is like the Donner Party, but on the ocean.
No. As far as I could find, it didn't come to that, but it seems like it would not have been very long before it did.
No, I just mean like they're out, their leader. I don't know. It just sounds terrible, I guess, is my comparison.
Okay, yeah, it does sound terrible. And I can't imagine because some of these people, like, they're moving their whole family. So, them, grandparents, kids, oh my gosh.
They're like, "Hey, don't worry, Jimmy. Time for a new life." And Jimmy's like, "I want the old one back. This
Yeah.
one's fucking terrible. God
Yeah.
awful."
All those bloodlines that just never continued. That's sad.
Right.
People are like, "Where's your last name from?" And he's like, "I don't know. I'm the only one that made it. I floated over on a door."
Oh, yeah, it's heartbreaking. Doesn't even cover it. Rations quickly dwindled, and it's been reported that the first mate turned captain started making people pay to continue to receive their rations. So now, on top of all of that, they
He
have
became a
to,
hustler.
yeah, they have to pay for food. So imagine if, like, what happens if you run out of money? Not only can you not eat on the ship, but then when you do finally, hopefully, make it to America, you've got nothing,
That's so fucked.
isn't it? The first mate, by the way, his name is Andrew Brooke, tried to correct course to Philly and even Rhode Island. But on December 27th, 1738, the ship faced one more horrible snowstorm, and it hit Block Island.
Fucks Block Island.
I'll tell ya. Block Island is a small strip of land a little ways south of the Rhode Island mainland. Block Island was infamous for looting wrecked ships. Rumors among sailors at the time were that people on Block Island would trick ships ashore with the sole intention of robbing them and murdering everyone on board.
Jeez.
So I take it pirates were already a thing, so I could get my rum.
That's one way to look at it. American journalist Samuel Adams Drake wrote, "I would rather be wrecked anywhere than upon Block Island" became a common saying and significant saying in the forecastle or the midnight watch when the dark mass of the island heaved in sight. So it sounds like people, especially sailors, were scared of landing in Block Island.
Yeah, they weren't a fan.
Yeah. There's also controversy surrounding what happened after the wreck. So it's not fully known, but here are the versions, okay? One version of events comes from the accounts of surviving crew members. They claimed that Brooke rowed them to shore, but left behind all of the passengers. Somewhere along the line, it was said that they left the passengers behind after robbing them and setting the ship on fire themselves. But I don't think that part came from the mouth of the crew members. I think that was more of like a rumor.
Either way, it sounds sus. Like they're doing all this shit over and over, sending people off to die. I don't think they were trying to find the new home, and then they robbed him, charged him for food, and then they fucking bailed on him. Mm,
That's fair. It's not looking good. I didn't even think of that.
Mhm.
Yikes.
pirates are real.
Oof. But some accounts do state that the residents of Block Island rescued the people that were left stranded on the ship and nursed them to health. So maybe the Block Island residents aren't that bad and it's all just rumor. However, another version states that the residents of Block Island lived up to their reputation and had tricked the ship into crashing by using a false light, which basically made Brooke think that the shore was further back than it was. and that's how he crashed the ship. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does, but I still say there was some piracy going on. It's fucking hoodlum shit.
I kind of think you're right.
Ditto.
But then, allegedly, Block Islanders murdered everyone, set the ship on fire themselves, and pushed it out to sea. This version of history was made popular by a poem written by John Greenleaf Whittier, which I do want to read really fast because I do think it's important to get words straight from somebody that was around in that era. It's called The Palatine. So we're going to not read the whole thing, but skip to where it starts talking about the ship. And old men mending their nets of twine talk together of dream and sign, talk of the lost ship Palatine, the ship that 100 years before frightened deep with its goodly store, in the gales of the equinox went ashore. The eager islanders, one by one, counted the shots of her signal gun, and heard the crash when she drove right on. Into the teeth of the death she sped. May God forgive the hands that fed the false lights over the rocky head.
That's deep, bro.
Oh, men and brothers, what sights were there! White upturned faces, hands stretched in prayer. Where waves had pity, could ye not spare? Down swooped the wreckers like birds of prey, tearing the heart of the ship away. And the dead had never a word to say. And then, with a ghastly shimmer and shine over the rocks and seething brine, they burned the wreck of the Palatine.
Only part of this rhymes.
I lost my spot. I think that's the main part that I wanted to read, but you can see there where he's talking about the passengers thought that the islanders were coming to their rescue and they saw them as like their saviors just for them to rob them and kill everybody. And so, like I said, nobody really knows if that's what happened, but I do find it interesting that a poem was made about it way back then.
That's so sad.
I know.
Finally, it's not me doing the heavy shit.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate it.
2 years later was the first report of Princess Augusta being seen, but she was nicknamed the Palatine Light. Shortly after she appeared, a horrible storm rolled in, and because of that, it is now believed that the ship is forewarning of severe storms. But again, forewarning or creating them. I don't know.
I'm gonna say creating because I always think like that.
Yeah. The ghost ship is often spotted about 7 miles off the coast from where it crashed and is said to look like a ship on fire. But it usually pops up between Christmas and New Year's because she crashed December 20 something. What was it? December 27th.
So right after Christmas, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. A Block Island resident named Aaron Wiley was quoted in 1811 saying, "Sometimes it's small, like the light from a distant window, and sometimes it's as big as the ship and wavers like a torch." Which, if it wavers like a torch, that means it looks like fire, which she was lit on fire and pushed back into the water. So I think that's chilling.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. She was lit on fire, pushed into the water, and then that's how she represents herself. She's like, "Hey guys, I'm still here.
Yeah. Don't
Look at
forget what
me.
you did.
It's me. I'm here."
Another man from that same era named Benjamin Congdon, he offered the explanation that the ship made appearances in order to punish those that murdered the ship's passengers. But she has been appearing ever since, so I don't know. Maybe she's like punishing their family line too.
She could be. That's what they would have her do in a movie. So I mean,
Yeah.
plausible.
I think she's probably just trying to remind everybody of what happened.
Mhm.
She's like, "Hey fuckers, remember this?
Don't forget me, yeah.
Hey fucker, you remember how this happened to me? No, let me show ya."
One ghost that is tied to this story is that of Mary Vanderline, who refused to leave her belongings and stayed on the ship. Apparently, when the ship makes its appearance, Mary Vanderline's screams can be heard.
She's like, "Give me my suitcase, bitches. Give me my wig."
I think it's more so screaming because she refused to get off the boat and then the boat was set on fire.
Yeah, that one maybe.
Well, she refused to get off, so I thought maybe she was like, "I ain't leaving without my shit. Look at that little raft. No, fuck you." She's like, "I ain't leaving without this. Hold my poodle."
I wonder what it was that she had that she just could not leave.
Right? I would like to know that.
She had a time machine in the basement of the boat.
Ooh,
She was trying to get to that, and they're like, "Fuck that, no."
that'd be a game changer. That'd make such a weird sci-fi movie, but I would watch it.
You know. That's like, there's actually a show that's kind of similar to that. I don't remember what it's called. It's like 1917 or 18 something. I don't remember. But it's about a boat. But like these people are like time travelers also. It's weird.
Hmm. But could you imagine how freaky it would be to see the ship and hear the screaming and see it wiggling like fire?
That'd be crazy.
I'd trip out a little bit, like especially if it just appeared and then it just disappeared. Like, what the fuck just happened, guys?
Yeah. But I forgot to write those quotes down. But there are quotes about people that live in the area saying that they're so used to seeing it appear that when they have visitors or whatever with them, they don't even think to be like, "Oh, here's what that is." They're just like going about their, doing
Like,
their
stop fucking bringing it up. I know.
yeah,
Ugh,
I know.
ugh, fucking Jill out there again. I swear.
Which is kind of weird because no matter how it happens, if she's an omen that a storm is coming, you'd think people would at least be like, "Ah, damn it."
No, they're like, fuck that bitch, dude. I don't care. Can you stop screaming?
Oh no.
They're like, we have the Weather Channel now, please.
Oh my gosh.
We have cell phones, Mary. Look at
We knew
this.
before you.
Zoom in on this. This is called a cell phone. Sasuke, look.
We'll come tell you when a storm is coming.
Here, let me get a boat. Let me get a boat. I'll come talk to you, dude. Oh, now that I'm out here, you're gonna fucking disappear all of a sudden. Oh, real fucking classy.
Oh my gosh.
Take some time off. It's been years.
Oh. So whether it's an omen or a curse, it's definitely a very tragic story from beginning to end. But it would be a very interesting thing to see. Regardless of why the ship makes appearances, it's cool that it kind of like created its own memorial.
What if it makes appearances because it's like a ghost ship that's pimping itself out? Like they keep doing pimp my ride type shit and they keep making appearances every time they make an improvement. They're like, look, dog, look at these fucking cannons. See that fucking flag up there? Look at these spinners.
Look, we don't leak anymore.
We got new door handles. You can't see them, but hey.
They're there.
And the screaming is really just singing their favorite kind of music. She's like, ah, rah, rah,
Screamo music, yeah.
and like some death metal.
I like that. I like that for her.
Music is powerful, you know?
Yeah.
That could be what it is.
Let's hope. Okay. Another ship I want to talk about is the Lyubov Orlova.
The Lyubov Orlova?
Lyubov Orlova. It's Russian.
Lyubov Orlova.
He said it like Orlova, but I can't roll my R's very well.
Orlova?
Orlova.
Orlova.
Yeah, kind of like that. But thank you for trying to help. The Lyubov Orlova gets her name from a beautiful Russian actress who actually was named the greatest Russian idol of the 20th century.
Oh.
Yeah, she did a lot of cool stuff, a bunch of movies. But we're not here to talk about her. We're going to talk about the ship named after her. But the ship, the Lyubov Orlova, is a 4,200-ton ship built in 1976 for Antarctic cruises. I didn't even know they did cruises like that. I get cold very easy, and I don't know if I would love that.
I don't think I would either.
I know you wouldn't.
I know the Titanic too. They got sank by a piece of ice. I don't want to
Well,
be around the ice in a boat.
Not that it means a whole lot because the Titanic was supposed to be unsinkable, but the Lyubov Orlova was built specifically to withstand icebergs and stuff.
Still a no for me, player.
The ship was quite the movie star herself, as she was featured in the 1978 movie Bear Island.
Ooh, is that where they kept crashing the ships and the ghost ships on the other episode? Nope, not the other episode. The other story?
No,
What was that island?
Block Island.
Oh, Block Island, Bear Island. You can see my confusion.
But no, it was a movie filmed in Canada.
Ooh.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the story, but I thought it was very interesting. She followed in the footsteps of the woman she was named after. The plan for the ship was for her to offer a space for the upper class to sip fancy cocktails, eat gourmet cuisine, and watch icebergs float by the ship, offering a unique and elegant experience for passengers. Again, not sure I'd love that, but
No, it remind me of the Titanic and they all died. I'm just saying.
that's sad. Yeah, that would be hard to enjoy. From what I can tell, she was a beautiful ship. But unfortunately, on November 27th, 2006, She ran aground at Deception Island, which is in Antarctica. At some point, a cruise was canceled because of issues with the ship, which caused the ship's owner to get into some serious debt. And she sat for 2 years in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. And in September of 2010, after the debt reached a sum of $251,000, she was officially seized. She was sold to Neptune International Shipping in 2012 and was supposed to be scrapped. However, on her way to the ship's scrapyard in the Dominican Republic, the tow line that attached her to the tugboat that was pulling her somehow broke. The tugboat did try to reattach her, but due to some strong winds and hazardous waves, they were unable to, and she was left adrift.
She's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna settle here.
she's got more life to live. She's a fancy gal, you know? She hasn't seen the world yet.
She said, "You haven't even seen my final form." And went about her business.
She did. February 1st, 2013, Lyubov was successfully found and once again tied up to another ship. But once they reached international waters, they cut her loose because she, quote, no longer poses a threat to the safety of offshore oil installations, their personnel, or the marine environment.
What?
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, she's fine out here.
Little perplexing.
Yeah. She might not be an actual ghost of a ship like the last ship, but she is a very scary ship because of what is rumored to inhabit her.
Is it a kraken?
No.
An army of geese.
That would be insane.
A bunch of moose. Sea moose? Oh my god, she got sea
Moose.
moose, doesn't she?
No, I wish. It's believed that during the 2 years that she sat at St. John's Dock, she was boarded by rats. And that since then, with the ship being left empty for so long, the rats have multiplied.
So there's like 6 of them bitches.
No. With no other food sources and adrift at sea, it's believed that the rats started eating themselves to survive.
Oh, cannibal rats.
Yes. So there's just this giant abandoned cannibal rat infested ship wandering through the seas.
Is it like an episode of South Park where like it keeps eating itself and growing even more rat-like and bigger versions of itself?
See, that's where the crazy theories start coming in, and that's why this ship blows my mind.
Ooh, so he's just like a big old fucking naked mole rat the size of Snorlax.
Maybe. Because if it's just rats that are on the ship and it's been just the same little rat family just breeding more rats, you get what I'm getting at?
Yeah,
Like,
inbred rat fucking
cannibals.
cannibals, inbred rat cannibals. I feel like it'd be tiny and skinny. Like it wouldn't be, I don't think it'd get fat.
I think it depends on how quickly they were making little baby rats and eating them or eating the big rats. I don't know how they would ration that out, but
Somebody should make a documentary on this.
On God, though. But imagine they started evolving and they started like piling up to make like the shape of a man, and they're just steering the boat, and they got a whole crew.
That'd be weird. But yeah, so who knows what it could look like at this point, any of them.
And anytime somebody goes on the boat, it tries to confuse them into thinking it's really a man. And it's like, hey, could you help me get off this thing?
Surprise, we're rats.
That's why it's ghostly.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a fucking man. You're a bunch of mice stacked up. And it's like, joke's on you. We're rats, bitch. And he beats the shit out of them. It's a crazy boat.
Yeah, crazy boat. Now, non-believers argue that if there ever was a point where the ship was infested with cannibal rats, surely they're all dead by now. But like I said, if there's one thing I know about rats and mice is that they breed like rabbits and that it takes some serious interference to wipe them out.
Or like mice. They breed like mice. It's even worse than rabbits.
Yeah, they breed like mice. If they were already feeding off each other, I feel like there really could be a cannibal rat ghost ship out there. I don't think it's that wild of an idea at all.
Yeah, and if it's still on the water, maybe there's some other fucking things that go there. And things what's it called? Acclimate to their surroundings. So these rats can already fucking swim.
Oh,
maybe they get better, they start diving, and they start eating the sea life out there. And that's how they're thriving. Yeah, they eat each other because they still want some land. They're not all about the surf. They want some of the turf, you know what I'm saying?
They learned how to fish.
But who knows? Maybe they're out there just fucking eating the shit out of all the aquatic stuff, and then they're like, dude, fuck it. It's Friday. I ain't got work tomorrow. I'm gonna treat myself. Hey, honey, go get your cousin. They're still cannibals. They're weird. That's not on me. Don't scoff at me. That's them.
I don't like it.
I've been silently laughing for the last 30 seconds because my brain saw an image and it was like just rats chilling on the dock. And then a bird comes and swoops one of them, and one of them goes, Jerry!
Oh,
Do you think they eat the birds too?
probably, yeah.
Probably. If they evolved, they're just over here fucking hunting birds, fishing, steering the boat.
The birds quit going over there. They're like, fuck this.
Yeah. New birds come along and they're like, nah, we don't fuck with that boat guy.
But now where it really gets scary, I forgot to verify if this is true, but when I was doing research, I found somebody that mentioned, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like universal boat law or something, that if you see an abandoned ship, you're supposed to board it to see if there's anybody on it and they need help.
I would not.
Yeah,
These are the implications.
the implicate. Yeah. But so could you imagine somebody going on that? Oh my goodness. Would they eat them? I think so.
Probably.
Oh, I forgot to verify this too, but I did see a TikTok where somebody was talking about this boat and they had mentioned that at some point somebody had called in and said that they saw the ship. And because it still has like the writing on the front, you can tell pretty easy if it's the ship or not. But so they'd called in and said, "Hey, we found the ship," and then went to board it to see if, anybody was there, and the person just disappeared.
They got eaten.
See, that Snorlax giant fucking rat thing turned into a million rats again instead of being the one full body. I was like, shit, somebody's gonna catch us. And they scattered.
Oh gosh. But yeah, that's so scary. We've watched a lot of ocean scary movies, but I think boarding an abandoned ship and seeing just hordes of rats would be the scariest.
Girl.
Don't give away the script, assholes.
TM TM. For a while, the ship was all over the tabloids and newspapers. People were genuinely scared of a rat-infested ship hitting their shores and releasing Lord knows what type of weird, mutated diseases. And honestly, I don't blame them.
I don't either.
That is how the plague started. Not a rat-infested ship, but
No, that's kind of it.
Yeah.
If we're talking bubonic, yeah.
and like I said, this was recent. It was like 2012 that she was just let go. 2013.
Is that the ship we fucking
Jesus.
went and hung out on that one time?
No.
Oh, thank God.
We never even went on a ship. You're talking that abandoned, empty one on the Oregon coast?
Well, you don't tell people where it's at. Now they'll know we went.
Everybody knows where it's at.
Not everybody. They didn't know we went there. I just say the empty ship.
Anyway, due to that fear, sightings of her were heavily tracked for a while. People wanted to be in the know about where she was. And it was like a hobby for people too. People just like us that were like, where the heck is the ship? I gotta know.
Like calling that number to find out where Santa Claus is at on Christmas.
Yes, I love that number. And watching his little sleigh cross the world.
Imagine they find the boat in like, I don't even know how many years, maybe 20. And like, it's just nothing but piles and piles of rat skeletons.
Oh my gosh. I'd be
There's
like,
just one king rat sitting there picking its teeth with other rat
Yeah.
fucking bones.
I was gonna say, what's the final form and where is it?
Have you guys seen Ratatouille?
Yeah.
It's that one. That one's like, fucking leave me, chef. I ain't going down without a fight, huh? You know, because he's from New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or is it flushed away?
See, when you said it, I was picturing the brother from Flushed Away. I think it was the brother.
I knew that's what you would picture.
Yeah.
But I was thinking Ratatouille because he likes to cook and eat. Maybe he didn't just have raw fucking rats all the time, you know?
Gross.
Yeah, just sauteing there.
Ew.
Garnish the plate with their tails.
That's so gross.
Seasoning them with the salt from the fucking ocean water.
He's like, hey, Carl, go take a dip in the ocean water, wring yourself out, let that salt dry out. I'm going to use that to season you later.
I need some flavor.
I'm tired of you fucking bland bitches.
Moving on. Several sightings have been reported since 2015, especially near Iceland, Scotland, and Ireland. There was a pretty big, like, mass spread fear for a while that it was going to crash into Ireland and just take it out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the rats have to be spearing it or something.
I don't know why I'd try to take out Ireland. That's rude.
Right? Some have claimed that there are definitely rats that are as big as beagles, the dog. That's a big fucking rat.
Ew.
Yeah,
Told you, it's all from eating each other.
yeah.
Mutated, genetically modified rats.
Just getting bigger and bigger. They're probably rat men by now.
Ew. I've met a few of those.
Ditto.
It is believed that the ship sank back in 2013 somewhere near the Labrador Sea, but alleged sightings have lived on. Also, there is no documented proof of what happened to the ship. Everything is just alleged and theorized. So could she still be out there?
I think so.
I kind of think so too.
She probably is. She was probably, that one ship we visited.
I don't think so.
Well, you don't have to think so, but I was there.
But will we one day see a large storm roll in, bringing with it the elusive free spirit Lyubov Orlova?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but that would be
Something
crazy.
else.
Something else, yeah. Also, if the rats got on the ship during the 2 years that she was docked, that means there was already an infestation when she was deemed no longer a threat and was cut loose in international waters. So could that be why she was cut loose?
They're like, yeah, we're not dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's somebody else's problem. Whoever
Yeah.
finds it and boards it. Remember, that's the rule. You're supposed to find it and board it.
Yeah.
It's your rules, not mine.
Do you think cannibalistic rats were trying to climb over the tow rope into the ship that was towing her?
Yeah, there was somebody out there with just a fucking gun. Bop, get down. Bop, get down. Bad rat, bad rat.
Imagine if that's why the first rope snapped, because the rats were like just gnawing at the
Oh
rope.
my God.
Oh my god, do you think the master rat that's inside is Master Splinter?
Yes,
That's why he's not in a lot of the TMNT stuff nowadays, because they fucking put him out to sea.
he's a pirate now.
Rude.
Also, if the ship was infested with rats and just sank, couldn't any diseases get into the water or fish or marine life?
I don't know how they pick it up, honestly. They don't really get diseases the same way as turf life.
But especially as we saw with the first ship, water gets contaminated really easy.
That's stagnant water,
That's fair.
not the vast
Ocean.
ocean water.
That's fair. So you don't think like a new plague could spread through the ocean?
No,
Okay,
not
good.
from that.
Cross one fear off the list.
Let's hope not, at least.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not a fucking medical scientist or a doctorate or nothing. I'm nothing fancy. I'm just a guy. But she said, "Do you think?" And I said, "What I think."
There you go.
Could be wrong, but
Now, what we do know for sure, though, I was reading like people's comments on Reddit, and people did say that when it was docked for the 2 years, that they worked in the area or shopped in the area or whatever, and it was well known that there was a rat problem. Like you could go to the dock and just see rats all over, especially around her.
Ew.
So at least there being a rat problem is pretty documented. So who knows?
Nasty.
Yeah.
Imagine plot twist. The boat is actually filled with treasure, but they made up the rat story to preserve it.
That would be fun, but then why would they keep cutting her loose? And why wouldn't Canada have kept her in their water?
They didn't want anyone to find it.
Yeah, maybe. If she is infested with rats and she's out there, how do you even stop that?
You don't.
you got to burn the ship down.
We just get another fiery ghost ship.
That'd be
Exactly.
crazy.
There's got to be one every couple fucking ports, especially if it had a bunch of fucking, homicidal, cannibalistic rats inside. It's a good reason to have a fucking ghost ship, right?
That's a good reason to have a ghost ship, yeah. But that's all I've got. Those are my two ghost ship stories.
Woot woot. They were good ones.
And apparently we haven't been on either of them.
No, we haven't.
Well, I sure hope not. One's on fire and one's infested by rats.
I feel like I fought the rats back in the day, but that's just me.
That's just you. But thank you for joining us.
Thank you for listening about the ships of ghosts.
You can find us on social media. We have an Instagram and a TikTok. Both are Anxious at Bedtime.
And cannibal rats.
What?
Cannibal rats.
If you or somebody you know has had an experience with the paranormal or with ghost ships or cannibal rats,
anything strange of that nature.
And you would like to have your story read on the podcast, please email it to anxiousatbedtimepodcast@gmail.com.
Like, follow, subscribe, do all the things.
Keep listening.
The world can be a scary place with ghost ships and bullshit all around you, like cannibal rats. But we're probably fine.
We're probably fine.
We're probably fine.
We're probably fine.
Sleep tight.
Please don't let the fucking rats bite.